So you started smoking a pipe and it's really hard to find the right blend. Well, I've got 5 blends that are easy go-to blends whether you're a beginner or a seasoned smoker to help you decide what to do with your tobacco budget. So, first of all, we have Hearth & Home's Classic Burley Cake. This is one of my favorite tobaccos. It is a very burley forward blend that also includes some Virginia to kind of balance it out. It also has a little bit of flavor, what they call casing on it, that is part cocoa, rum, and a little bit of anise. But those are not sickeningly sweet, and that's one of the reasons that I love this tobacco. It is affordable in its bulk form, and although they call it a cake, it doesn't really have a cake or a flake consistency. It's a little more loose. It doesn't come off in slices as much as it comes off in chunks. That's okay. What it does mean is that you might have to rub it out in your hand to get the proper consistency when you pack your pipe. But Classic Burley Cake is a great way to smoke a pipe, and it's got that old school aroma, like you just feel like you're transported to a different time. And its room note is really pleasant too for those of you that have wives or girlfriends or other family members that are like, hey, I don't want you stinking up the house. This does not. Kind of smells like hot cocoa. Secondly, oh man, Peter Stokkebye makes a luxury Bullseye flake, and this is a really, really neat tobacco. It is rolled into, so what they do is they take black Cavendish and they tightly press it into like the center of this, and you can see that these flakes have that Cavendish right there at the center, and I think it's just really fun. So you also would roll this out or rub this out in your hand to get the proper consistency for smoking. But this is some light and dark Virginias wrapped tightly around some black Cavendish. It does not have any extra casing or that flavoring that I talked about to mess with the flavor that much. It is mostly a very pure tobacco taste. It's got no flavoring, but it does have some sweetness because of the Cavendish. Speaking of Cavendish, Lane Limited makes Lane BCA, which is a black Cavendish aromatic. The way they cure out Cavendish tobacco is either by steam curing it or flame curing it or fire curing it. And you can see from its color that it's a really dark tobacco, but ultimately it produces a really mild, rich, and sweet flavor. So again, room note on this guy, definitely going to pass the wife test. It's really mellow though, and it doesn't have a lot of tongue bite, so it's a great tobacco for beginners or just somebody that wants to smoke something that smells kind of like the old Captain Black their grandfather used to smell. Lane BCA, definitely an easy go-to brand. So we can get outside of the aromatic field just a little bit, and there was a pipe tobacco that I bought several years ago when Dunhill still made it, and it came in a tin, and it was called Early Morning Pipe Smoke. I believe it had a rooster on the front of it, but Dunhill quit making it, and then Peterson was tinning it, but Pipes and Cigars made a match, pipesandcigars.com, and it's called Match Early Morning. I think it's going to be called Sunrise soon, but it takes Oriental tobaccos, some Latakia, and they combine it with some more natural tobaccos you might recognize like Virginia, and it smells a little bit like campfire because those Orientals, and especially the Latakia, are smoke cured tobacco leaves. So as they're curing out in the cure houses, they're pumping smoke in there that gives this the really rich smoky type flavor. But this is not as wild as something like Nightcap or Dunhill 965, another old Dunhill tobacco. This is really mellow, and if you're looking at branching out from aromatics and you're trying to find something that's not going to blow you out of the water or just give you so much nicotine that you can't stand it, Early Morning Pipe, or what will be called Sunrise soon, really introduces you to that. You can start tasting some of those fire-cured flavors without having to step off into the deep end. Most people will respect Early Morning Pipe Smoke. It's great tobacco. And Lane 1Q is a go-to for me. Some tobacco shops will have it listed as Aristocrat, or they may have their own little house blend name on it, but it's made by Lane Limited. And it is really fun because what it does is it combines some Virginia with some Burley, and it has this kind of vanilla forward flavor. It is Not sickeningly sweet, just like some of these other ones that I've mentioned. It's not so sweet that you can't stand it, but it's also like great for, I want to get good at pipe smoking, or I want to experience what that does. It really tastes like tobacco, even though it is sweetened. It's got a really great room note. This is one of those tobaccos that if I'm smoking it, you know, in public, like sitting on a bench or something like that, people always stop and go, man, that reminds me of when my grandfather used to smoke a pipe. So any of these 5 tobaccos will be great when you're trying to figure out what you're doing, or you're trying to figure out what kind of blends you want. And there are always more extreme versions of these, but these are like really solid intro tobaccos to get you into pipe smoking and understand what flavors that you're looking for. Experiment with this stuff. Try different ones, and these are all very affordable too. These are like usually no more than $2 to maybe $4 an ounce. And you know, a couple ounces go a long way. Just as a reference, this is an 8-ounce bag, and like this is a 3-ounce bag, but you can see that this is bowls on bowls of tobacco. So have fun with that, and let me know in the comment section what one of your favorite tobacco blends or one of the blends that you started smoking with that you really just can't get away from. I'm always open to trying new ones. Thanks for watching.